Welcome, guys. The Miami Dolphins defeated the New England Patriots 17-16, and man, it was a close game, and it resulted in a 1 point differential. And I'm so glad the Dolphins ended up winning. And it was quite scary there. No biting at the very end. You know what it is. But Dolphins came out on top, improved to 1-0. Patriots go down to 0-1. And now the Dolphins are the sole leaders of the AFC East. Yes, I know it doesn't mean a lot. It's week one, but a win's a win, especially when all of your divisional rivals lose their games. The Jets lost to the Panthers, and the Bills lost to the Steelers, which was a pretty crazy game. Bills were leading for the most part, and then at the end of the game, they just kind of choked up at the end and just couldn't get it going in the second half. Aside from that, let's get back to the Dolphins game because the defense in this game could say it was decent, could say it was good, but not great. Whatever you want to say. My opinion is they were pretty good, but not great. They stepped up when it mattered, and that's all that matters, at least to me. Dolphins were in the backfield a lot in terms of pressuring Mac Jones, but I gotta admit it, Mac Jones is fearless, and he stood in the pocket a lot of the times and just didn't want to succumb to the pressure that was the Dolphins were giving. I mean, there was 9 QB hits. I mean, that's a lot for a rookie quarterback, and he did really good in his first game. So, applaud to you, Mac Jones. Soft clap because I don't want to hurt you guys' ears. But, yeah, it was quite the performance from him. Tua, on the other hand, he succumbed to a lot of pressure. He got just normal pressure that he just couldn't really get past, and it wasn't good. So, let's look at some of the stats for both of the QBs. Mac Jones went 29 of 39. 281 yards, 1 touchdown. He was sacked once for a loss of 13 yards. And he had a QB rating of 102.6, which is not so bad. And then you look at Tua. He went 16 of 27, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 sacks, and a rating of 79.6. So overall, Mac Jones, I would say, outplayed Tua in this game. And that's saying something for these Alabama quarterbacks. But both of them looked pretty good. Tua's interception, it was kind of a throwaway. I'll cover that in a second. But another quarterback, Jacoby Brissett for the Miami Dolphins, QB sneak master, went in twice on like 3rd and 1s and ended up QB sneaking the first downs for the Miami Dolphins. So that was something that was pretty key for him coming into the game. And the second time, it was kind of obvious that they were going to do that. And yet the Patriots weren't ready for it. So good play calling, I guess, on the Dolphins end, or bad play calling on the New England Patriots side. But it's hard to kind of defend those type of plays. He's going to rush straight over the center. He's going to go left him, right of him. You never know. On top of that, let's talk about some of the keys to victory I mentioned in the game previews. I said establish the run game, protect Tua, and put pressure on Jones. Now, the Dolphins tried doing all 3 of those things. Wouldn't say they were the very best at them, but at the end of the day, they came out with the win. So when it came to establishing the run game, 74 yards as a team is not great, but you can't complain. At the end of the day, when it's a win. Lead back was Myles Gaskin, and he had 9 carries with 49 yards. So when you compare that to Damian Harris for the Patriots, who went 23 of 100 yards, it's saying something possibly about the offensive line, or maybe just Myles Gaskin himself. But you can't be too nitpicky, especially in week 1. You got to let some of these things develop. Now let's look at some of the receivers. Devontae Parker, he went 4 for 81 yards, and right behind him was Jalen Waddle, 4 receptions, 86 yards, 1 touchdown. His first career touchdown in the NFL was pretty much, he started on the right side, went in motion to a target him real fast. He got in the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. That was Tua's only TD pass. He also had a rushing one. Now we also have Nelson Aguilar, who was the Patriots' leading receiver. He had 5 receptions for 72 yards and 1 touchdown. Right after him was James White, 6 receptions, 49 yards. But something I did last year that I'm not going to do very much this year is kill you guys with all the stats, pretty much reading the entire stat sheet. I decided not to do that much this year because I just want to focus on some of the key stats. Like I mentioned earlier, the defense decently well, good, not great. But they did come up when it mattered. A lot of times the Patriots were threatening to score, and then Miami forced two big fumbles. One early in the game, and then one later in the game. At pretty much that led to the Dolphins' final drive that uh, allowed them to run off all the clock. And Eric Rowe forced that last fumble, and Xavier Howard came up on it. And then earlier in the game, Zach Sealer recovered that one fumble earlier. So definitely good in that aspect, but in terms of coverage and getting to the quarterback, which I'm gonna talk about now, is wasn't very good. So when it comes to who led the team in tackles, Jerome Baker, not surprised. He had 12 total tackles, 8 solo. But for the Patriots, Cal Duggar had 7 total, 6 solos. So, Jerome, I saw Jerome all over the field the entire game. But something that was big for the Dolphins is they were in the backfield a lot, pressuring Mac Jones. I mean, they had 9 QB hits, and we're only able to get 1 sack. I mean, that kind of sucks. Every play, every passing down, it seemed like the Dolphins were getting in the Patriots' backfield and getting close to Mac Jones. Not going to lie, some of these times, they got that second push by an offensive lineman that really threw off Andrew Van Ginkel, Emmanuel Ogbah, whoever was rushing the quarterback at the time. Just got that extra push that really set the difference between a sack and Mac Jones having an extra second to get the ball off. And that's something that he did a lot. He was under pressure a lot, and he would either, shimmy out of almost a tackle. He would sidestep, step up in the pocket, whatever it may be. He runs out and throws on the move. But he was really efficient in terms of getting away from that pressure. So that was something that was interesting to see from the Patriots quarterback. Now, no interceptions, at least for the Dolphins. Jonathan Jones got an interception for the Patriots. If you didn't watch the game, I'll explain to you how it happened. Tua started getting pressure. He rolls out, and then Matthew Judon is about to literally murder him. It was pretty crazy. And then he just heaves one up to avoid getting that sack, and he throws it to Albert Wilson, bounces off his hands. Gesicki's in the area. Gesicki tries to bring it in, hits his face mask, bounces off, and then lands in J.C. Jackson's hands as he tiptoes to stay in bounds, which was a quite crazy play, but entertaining nonetheless. But it definitely put some worries, especially not only in my head, but most of you Dolphin fans. So it was pretty scary, but nonetheless, it was pretty good. Kickers. Jason Sanders went 1 for 1 on field goals and 2 for 2 on extra points. And then we have Nick Folk went 3 for 3 on extra field goals, 1 for 1 on extra points. Sanders had the longer field goal of 48 yards. And that's pretty much it in terms of stats. It was a good game. Dolphins played good. Patriots played good. As I mentioned in the preview video, nitty-gritty game that was going to be very closely contested. And it was 10-10 at halftime. Dolphins come out, scored a touchdown. And then after that, Patriots just kept on kicking field goals. Looked like they were threatening to score again. And then the fumble happened. So it was entertaining nonetheless. And hope you guys enjoyed watching the game. And if you didn't and you're watching this, appreciate you guys for watching. And have a great Sunday. Football's back, baby. So don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And let me know what you guys thought of this game and what are you looking forward to most in next week's game against the Buffalo Bills. And don't forget to check out our NFL Game Picks videos. Those will be coming out later this week alongside with my Buffalo Bills game preview. Later.